Another week, another mediocre episode of She-Hulk. Yes, that is right, folks. She-Hulk has premiered their episode 4 on Disney+. And still, no Daredevil, which is kind of a good thing because, well, this show sucks. And I know what you're thinking, oh, it can't get any worse, can it? Well, it does. But before we get into this episode, guys, if you enjoy my content and want to see more, please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. To begin this episode, we see an amateur magician named Donnie Blaze, not to be confused with another Marvel superhero, Johnny Blaze, famously portrayed by Nicolas Cage. His show is losing the audience until he asks for a volunteer. He calls up the typical girl you would see on a bridesmaid party in Nashville. Mr. Blaze sends our friend Madison with 2 N's and a Y, but not where you expect it, to hell, where she should be. He used a sling ring like all the sorcerers in this universe use, which is pretty cool in concept, you know? A magician uses actual magic in their performance. Let's see how the writers screw up this concept. Madison then ends up right at Wong's doorstep right before he watches The Sopranos. Seems like we're getting to know a lot more about Wong in this series than She-Hulk. He worked at Target. He hasn't watched The Sopranos. Madison tells Wong about our amateur magician Donnie Blaze, and Wong knows exactly who he is and vows to end him. So after this, I'm thinking, Wong isn't gonna go get She-Hulk's help, right? I mean, he is the Sorcerer Supreme, and he isn't afraid of breaking the laws. I mean, look what he did last episode. Is this just gonna be a one-off episode with Wong? Or maybe something bigger is happening here. Anyways, after that, we see Jen in her kitchen break the fourth wall again.
You look happy.
No, I'm not happy. I'm watching this show. Jen guesses that we saw Wong and claims he is Twitter armor for the week. Cause what's that? You don't like Wong?
What are you, some kind of bigot?
Next thing of importance is She-Hulk making a dating profile. Cause why not? Wong enters and asks She-Hulk if she could help him take down an old student legally. Wong, my brother in Christ, you are the Sorcerer Supreme, and it's very clear you don't care about the laws. If you want this guy stopped, why don't you take care of it? Also, he explains how he knows this student, and he's some type of like frat character, I guess. And then I was thinking, they barely let Doctor Strange in the Camartage. How did they let this guy in? The logic this episode is just completely thrown out the window. But you know what? It's a superhero show, so I'll lay off a bit. Next up, we see them at a bar, and we get a personal lesson on how not to approach women.
Excuse me, ladies. I hate to see 2 stunning women sitting all alone.
Okay, well, there's 2 of us. So, by definition, not alone.
Can I buy you sexy ladies a round of drinks?
Yes, because that's exactly how all men talk. Jen finally gets a match on her profile and goes on a date. Now, this guy is the nicest guy ever. A real catch. One to bring home to the parents. Psych! This is She-Hulk, bitch. This guy's a douche, dumb, and arrogant.
Classic man.
So the date goes horribly, and she ends up paying the bill in the end. Alright, next up is probably the best scene in this episode. Probably the best scene in the season so far. So She-Hulk and Wong go to court to try and stop Donnie Blaze. Wong brings in Madison to be a witness, and I hate to admit it, but the show finally made me laugh a bit.
Could you state your name for the record?
Madison King. Madison is with 2 N's, 1 Y, but it's not where you think.
Could you just spell it for us?
Absolutely, I will for sure. Madisynn.
I don't know why. It's so stupid, but I did laugh out loud. So Madison explains what happens in the beginning of the episode, and after this witness, the opposing counsel moves to dismiss because you can't copyright magic. She-Hulk is all like, no, this is the mystic arts. It's real magic. Then Donnie Blaze starts doing real magic. Judge makes a decision to let Donnie Blaze continue his magic shows. Donnie makes a bunny appear, then a bird.
Real magic prevails. You know, I also have a bird.
God damn it. They made me laugh again. Moving on, Jen decides to remake her dating profile and use the She-Hulk pictures, and that's what gets her some dates. Does she meet guys that are not an asshole? No. Well, she does meet this one guy. They take things home and uh-oh, he spilled his wine. So I guess he'll just have to take off his shirt. Oops, his shirt is gone. Meanwhile, Donnie Blaze continues to do his show, but he messes up big time. He accidentally summons some demons and gets Wong to help, but these demons are too much for him, so he gets SheHulk right before kissing this guy. They fight some demons and convince Donnie to stop using the mystic arts. She returns to her man, conveniently reading a feminist book. Oh, this is the one, guys. He's not dumb, he's not arrogant, and he's not being a dick. And he's knowledgeable with feminism? Gotta marry this guy. Next morning, Jen is in her normal form, and the guy is completely confused. He realizes that she isn't always SheHulk and leaves her ass. That's right, plot twist. This guy was a douchebag the entire time. But, you know, I actually feel for Jen in this scene because, you know, it is tough out there finding someone to love. Last thing we see is Jen getting a letter saying her name, SheHulk, is copyrighted and Jen needs to stop using it because it was trademarked by Titania. You know, the lady she punched in the first episode. So is this week's episode an improvement to the series? No, not really. Last week I was hoping they wouldn't go the SVU route and have each episode be a different storyline. That's not looking to be the case here. No pun intended. Again, I don't think this format is best for the show, especially when the writing is not the greatest. I mean, there's no connectivity in the show at all. I mean, last week Wong was a lawbreaker, breaking laws and dipping, and now he wants to do things by the book. Also, another thing I want to point out, it's been 4 episodes and the main character of the show hasn't made me laugh once. The show's supposed to be a comedy, and yet the main character isn't funny. To me, the only people making me chuckle in this show are the side characters. Donnie Blaze, Jen's dad, Donnie Blaze's lawyer. This show so far just feels completely filler. There's hardly any setup for a big storyline, which makes it hard for me to come back each week and watch an episode. Hopefully the things like the guys that jumped her and Titania come back and maybe they're creating the big storyline, but who knows? Last thing here I wanted to discuss is IGN's review on this episode. Let's take a look, shall we? The midpoint of She-Hulk Attorney at Law does exactly what a mid-season episode is meant to do. Head writer Jessica Gao and team have upped the ante when it comes to both action and questions on what's to come for Jennifer Walters, leaving us incredibly excited to see what the show has in store for the coming weeks. A 9. They gave the show a 9. A 9, IGN? You really think this episode's a 9? This is why I don't trust IGN or any other mainstream media site. I just feel like they give garbage like this good reviews because they don't want to be on the bad side of the companies who made them. I'm not saying you have to listen to my review and other people's reviews and say it's the end-all be-all, but don't let companies like IGN gaslight you into thinking something's a masterpiece, when in reality, it's not. Look at the Rotten Tomatoes audience score. Look at the IMDb ratings and you can see a lot of people don't think this show is good. So did you guys watch She-Hulk episode 4? If you did, let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed, please be sure to give this video a like and subscribe for more content like this. You can catch up on all my other videos by clicking this link right here. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.